Hello and welcome to Frontline. If you're a fan of the channel, thanks for waiting through the recent video hiatus. If you are new, this is the place to discover the most interesting events from both the military and the emergency services. We have a yearly recap in the works, but for now I wanted to quickly discuss the global updates, accusations, and maybe even a little scandal or two regarding the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. In our previous video, we laid out the details on the Canadian decision to buy 88 F-35s, the last of which would be delivered by end year 2031. Now, Canada has laid out some demanding requirements declaring they want their new babies to begin delivery as early as 2025. If this happens, Canada would be jumping the queue, even placing us ahead of earlier orders from other countries to receive 9 fighters no later than 2027. Pretty ballsy stipulation if you ask me. Either way, great. It seems like someone woke up today and put on their big boy pants. Get ready for some new jets incoming relatively soon. But recently Saab and their fighter contender, the Gripen, accused Canada of breaking their own rules in the competition that Lockheed has seemingly won. Saab claims that Canada violated this competitive process by deciding on Lockheed while ignoring the critical elements that should have guided their selection. Elements such as cost, delivery, and economic benefits. Basically, they're saying that Canada disregarded these points, chose their favorite shiny, and then retroactively entered into negotiation with that company. Canadian officials responded by stating this is part of the ongoing finalization phase, where the top-ranking bidder must now demonstrate how their potential contract would meet Canada's list of requirements. Do you agree or not? Either way, this could lead to an open and potentially ugly bidding war for Papa Trudeau's attention, at least until hands have been shaken and all the ink is dry. But hey, at least we might get a nice discount, right? Well, after enjoying several years of declining prices, that's about to end. The lower quantity of purchased fighters, the pandemic, and the addition of more capabilities will cause the price of an F-35 to begin to rise substantially, from the $78 million per unit it had dropped down originally from $89 million per unit. Now, Canada isn't the only one getting their timbits squeezed here. Australia is also being slammed by their own defensive experts who disapprove of their choice to buy 72 F-35s. Pulling no punches, they claim the fighter will not meet their needs and is simply unfit to stand up to Chinese fighters, plainly stating that its history of costly problems, past and present, are not worth the total disaster it has become. In short, Australia should ask for a refund and get out while they can. And they might not be the only ones potentially considering a reverse in course. The Pentagon have announced they have temporarily stopped deliveries of the F-35 after discovering a Chinese alloy in one of its components. Maybe they found a Huawei phone under the seat cushion. While no security issue was found, this does violate their Buy American statute, and an alternative source will have to be found for any future aircraft. Pentagon also admitted that funding for their F-35 program is again in the red by nearly $1.4 billion, and they will need to find more money before acquiring any more jets. Thankfully, none of this is going to affect current flight operations of F-35s already in US service. Lockheed decided to double down on the bad press because they just announced their expectations for global production of the fighter to lag and even decline next year, production and supply issues being the main culprit. The total jet production for 2022 will round out to about 150 jets, give or take. Still, over the last year, Germany, Greece, the Czech Republic, and even Thailand declared at least preliminary intent to purchase some of the 5th generation aircraft. Despite the continued pile of negative criticism, there doesn't seem to be any serious slowdown of demand. Even Israel just recently agreed to buy 17 more F-35s, bringing their total fleet to a cool 50. It seems the ongoing war in Ukraine has certainly acted as a turning point for those countries on the fence about updating their own fleets. Then Lockheed steps in with their controversial but fanatically popular jet fighter. So where does that leave Canada? Well, it's back to an uncertain future. In 2020, the F-35 celebrated 20 years on the market, and now Canada might finally get a piece of that action, sometime, in some condition, at some uncertain price point in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. Here's some other videos you might like. Catch up on the F-35 right here.